Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, when Rigathi Gachagua was being impeached, we had public participation forums, and they were across the country. In each and every county, we had such kind of exercise. And what came out was that most of Kenyans did not want either Gachagua or William Samoei Ruto. So they said, kufa dereva, kufa makanga. They wanted both Ruto and Gachagua to go. But unfortunately, the motion was not to impeach Ruto and Gachagua. It was Gachagua's impeachment. So that's the reality. Then we heard from the ODM side that Raila Odinga told them, if you wanted Ruto and Gachagua out, and then we've had a chance one of them to go out, why can't you deal with this one? And after that, then you think of the second one. That is what convinced ODM to vote for impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua according to Caleb Hamisi, the subordinate member of parliament. Now they have dealt with the Gachagua. Ako nyumbani. The question is about how to impeach William Samoei Ruto to follow Rigathi Gachagua home. So the issue has been about the formula that can be used to impeach William Samoei Ruto, because Ruto is the party leader of UDA, the majority party in this country, UDA. Then Ruto has a good relationship with the ODM, the second largest party in this country. So how do you deal with that? That has been the big question. And when you ukifika hapo, unashindwa, will it be possible? So with this one, the same subordinate member of parliament is giving a formula that can be used to impeach William Samoei Ruto to go home once and for all with the majority votes. Remember, we have 349 members of parliament, some nominated. And Caleb Hamisi is telling us that it is possible to have all the 349 MPs voting to impeach William Ruto. Sasa unajua tuko na Kithure Kindiki. Hapo nyuma watu walikuwa wanasema tukiimpeach Ruto si Gachagua ndiye anachukua. That's the truth. Kama Gachagua anachukua na Gachagua na Ruto tabia zao zimefanana. Hata wamesema Gachagua ameonekana is the worst. Sasa ikaonekana ni ngumu. But now we have Professor Kithure Kindiki. So according to Caleb Hamisi, the formula to impeach Rigathi Gachagua is by Gen Zs not going to the street to protest, but to go straight to their area member of parliament and occupy their homes. Once impeachment motion will be tabled, and this is supposed to be next week, and watch careful on how these members are going to debate and vote for that bill. So that if there will be anyone who will not vote to impeach Ruto, they occupy their homes and deal with them decisively. Unajua kuna zile homes zilikuwa occupied. Kwa mfano yule jamaa anatoka Nakuru, chair of is it budget or what? Kuria. His home was occupied. The chicken was set on fire, a whole project, including his own house. Caleb Hamisi is telling us the formula to send Ruto home is Gen Zs occupying the homes belonging to these members of parliament. That is the way to send Ruto home once and for all.
Be done is when the members of parliament report to parliament next week. The Gen Z needs to force those members to impeach the president. And any member of parliament who will not vote for impeachment of the president, they occupy their homes. That's the only way. This war must now turn to the members of parliament, and they force them If I bring a vote of no confidence against the President William Ruto, I expect 349 members of parliament to support me. If they don't support me, then their homes are occupied. They need to force members of parliament to impeach the president. That's what we need to do. We don't need to put Gen Zs on the streets to be killed. When we have a national assembly to do what Gen Z are supposed to do, the Gen Zs have given us a platform. Now what is remaining is the members of parliament to do the rest. Let us not put our children on the streets to be killed. Then we have members of parliament who have the responsibility to impeach the president.
So we are continuing with this final discussion, but I have a very humble request. I have been running a program here to try and raise funds to help a church complete the new church building. Now, this church has been in the mud structure for the last 20 years, but they have been trying to get out of that to a modern church. So they started the foundation of a new church. Then they reached somewhere close near to the lintel, but they don't even fix the beams. So I personally went there to help them and managed to fix the beam around the church to give it that strength that it needed. Then later I also went on one more step to get them 150 frames as requested by the funding. So their biggest problem is now the iron sheet. They need about 75 iron sheets in order for them to roof this church. By the way, my grandmother is a member of this church. She's 88 years old. So she asked me, why can't you talk to your friends to support us so that we can roof our church? So I told her, okay, you come and speak to them. They're good people. They will listen to your case, and if they're in a position, I'm sure they're going to support. So she's here kindly requesting for your support to help them put up a new structure, that is the roofing of the church.
Hi guys, now today I'm here with my grandmother and I have been visiting their church. She has been really requesting me to try and help so that they can finish the construction of this church. Kuna vile wamekwama, so leo nikasema nitakuja nimwambie ongea na nyinyi ili na nyinyi pia msikie kama mnaweza guzwa pia mwasaidie ili waweze kuweka roofing kwa hii kanisa. Tumejaribu sana, tumejaribu kuweka linde ilikuwa imesimama, and pia tumeenda tu pia tukapata frames zenye nataka fix, but they don't have iron sheets na hawana pia milango na madirisha. So ningependa pia wasalimie, awaambie majina yake, alafu pia waambie mwenyewe. Unaweza kusalimia?
Naitwa Stureh, na huyu ni mjukuu wangu. Mwambia aongee na nyinyi marafiki yake, mtusaidie kanisa kujenga na mapato. Hakuna mapato. Kama mtusaidia, tutaomba Mungu abariki.
Now, if you are in a position to help, you can kindly send in your contribution through the following number: 0708340092. As of now, we managed to get 47,000 Kenyan shillings, and you look at the budget is about 75 to 80,000. So with 75, it means we're just less by 23,000. This church will be roofed. So I want to thank each and everyone who has already sent in their contribution. I had mentioned the names in the previous videos, but let me give a shout out to the following names. These are the latest people who sent in their contributions. I will just be mentioning one name because we don't need to disclose the full identity of our subscribers. Watch their privacy to be respected. Let me name the following: Joseph, Rose, Jacob, Isenze, Rosemary, Zipporah. Thank you so much. I've received your support. Now let us go back to our discussion. Now, I don't know why Caleb Hamisi has become this vocal on the impeachment of William Ruto. It's coming from Sabot, that is Trans Nzoia County. We should be actually within the Western, because it's largely domiciled by the Luya people. But he's speaking about the impeachment of William Ruto and he's giving his own formula. Ni nini wanatafuta hapa? Huyu ni mwana ODM, mwana chungwa. But let us look into the formula that is giving. Is it workable? Probably, yes, it can work. Though he seems to be inciting the youth in this country to occupy some of these homes. But the reality is that when we voted for members of parliament, we voted for them to represent us. Another thing that made us to vote for these members of parliament, it was the political party that they were vying on. There are values that ODM party has had. There are traditions that ODM party has reserved or observed. Integrity, oversight, and the people representative. But when it reaches a point whereby the members of parliament will forget their main role why they were voted for, we find we are being left with no other option but to try and go in the direction which the Somewhat MP is suggesting. We've been on the street. To some extent it has worked, but many have suffered injuries. Some have died in the process, simply because they will deploy police officer to descend on you and beat you down. Some will gun you down with live bullets. But now he's giving a different formula, which was already been tried and tested by Gen Zs. So what he's giving is not new. It's not a new thing. But he wants to encourage that which already had been started by Gen Zs. You know, they said, reject finance bill. Wabunga wako sikia. Sasa vijana wakaenda paka occupy parliament. Then they started to go to these members of parliament. Wenye walikuwa nasema, oh, zile video tuliona kwa barabara ni photoshoot. They were edited. Impeachment was dealt with decisively. That is the route he is suggesting. Tuende kwa hizi maboma, tushughulikia hawa wabunge kama hawatapeleka mheshimiwa Ruto nyumbani. And by the way, if you ask majority of Kenyans whether Ruto should remain or go, just go and check on the impeachment motion of Rigathi Gachagua. Majority of Kenyans were of the idea that Ruto and Gachagua should go. So definitely, majority of Kenyans want Ruto home. Why? Because he has failed the economy of this country. He has failed to fulfill the promises he gave to Kenyans during campaign. He promised heaven, he has delivered hell. There's no development going on and he promised a lot. He's launching someone else's projects. He's doing nothing in terms of his own projects. He has come with the policies that are so oppressive to Kenyans. Mambo ya health ni shida tupu. Ushuru umekuwa mwingi. Hata huko kwa vibanda tunaona kibanda ya chini kabisa ya matope. Hata kakinyozi tu unasikia vile wanakuja collect ushuru na shiba. Kaoni government wameshikana na national government kuangamiza wananchi. Wanaongea na watu wa vibanda hapa. That's the big problem. But Caleb Amisi is giving a formula. What is your view on Caleb Amisi's formula of sending Ruto home? It can work or it's just hot air? I want to read your comments.